Mr. Rip.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Uh, it's going pretty good. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let me pull up like a notepad real quick. Um, so how many hours do you have in Dota so far?
um, I have. This is embarrassing. 641.
It's not embarrassing at all. My girlfriend has like 900 and she's still like Harold too. Like this game takes forever to learn. So
Okay.
641 hours. And then it's you and like your two friends playing together usually. Is that right?
Yeah, and yeah, you're right.
And they're at like similar experience level?
Much less, actually.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then you usually play, well, what roles in Heroes do you normally like to play?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I couldn't really tell you. I'm sure if I look at my profile, though, it would give me the answer for that.
Okay. Let's see. I
Um.
can actually have a look on your profile and see
Oh, cool.
if it'll load.
Right. Yeah, I don't. I can tell you this though. As far as I'm aware, off the top of my head, I don't really have a dedicated role. I think usually I go on support though, so position 4 or 5. But yeah, I usually just try to do whatever's open because we do like all pick rules, right? People just
Yeah.
lock stuff in, right? So I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sort of just try to do something which I think would be good and not really throw the game. I'm not really trying to throw the game.
Okay. I think that's kind of how I started as well. Like you normally just fill whatever everyone else doesn't want to play, and then you end up playing support a lot, pretty
Correct.
much.
What do you like to do? I don't really
Uh,
know much about you as a player.
yeah. Okay, let me tell you. So I've got how many hours do I have?
Oh, wow.
8,600.
Wow.
Way too many. Let's see. Hold on one second. One second. Forgot to actually go live. I'm recording, but okay, there we go. Cool. So yeah, so I have 8,000 hours. I started in Heroes of Newerth, and then I went to League of Legends for like 2,000 hours, and then I went to Dota. So this is like my third MOBA. Oh, and I played Heroes of the Storm in there as well. So a lot of MOBA gameplay. And usually I play supports. So if you look at like go to my battle stats, let's do all time. It's like these are my most played heroes right here, like
Oh,
Jakiro,
wow.
Dazzle, Pugna. Usually supports. Lately I've been learning to play offlane though, because they changed the rank roll queue tokens and just, felt like playing core more often. But mainly support play. So for Shadow Demon, like I said, I have like 100 games on it.
Cool.
Um, haven't been playing it a lot recently, but he also hasn't changed that much, so it should be pretty good.
Okay.
And I'll refer you to a good guide specifically on Shadow Demon. Do you know who Dubu is?
I have no idea. I know almost like nothing about Dota, just so you know, even though I've been
Okay.
playing for a little bit.
Okay, for sure. It's a pro player, and he just did a guide on this. So
Okay.
it's like this hero from like a pretty high level. So I was actually learning stuff about it as well. Um,
Okay.
but let's go over real quick. So we can pull up that match ID. Boom. Because you're feeling like in this one, like your diagnosis of it was that they were controlling the camp, and then you getting ganked by Spirit Breaker just made it like impossible, right? Basically
Yeah,
those two
it felt
things.
really bad. You're
Right.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true. So what I was watching it a bit earlier, but what I want to kind of like give you, I want to give you this idea that pulling the camp and all that stuff is a reward for being stronger. Okay, so you only get to do that if you're already winning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're losing and you do that, then the enemy is like safe to come up and contest you, right? So it's only
Right.
going to be, well, you can do it whenever, but it's only going to be effective if you're already ahead.
Okay.
And then the Spirit Breaker ganking you, because I think he ganked you like 2 or 3 times, right? So that when that happens, the lane's kind of already done, actually. Like it's sort of like towards the end of the lane phase. So I wouldn't say like that's the reason you lost is the Spirit Breaker.
Okay.
But also, like I was saying when I responded in the Reddit thread, you kind of don't really have a good chance of winning this game anyway. So don't worry too much about it. Don't be like, oh, how was I supposed to win this game? You kind of can't win these games, because literally, like your entire team is trying to play carry except for you.
Yeah.
So like if we just jump ahead real quick and we look at everyone's items, like Clink's is just full carry items. Even the Morphling is building like an aura, but this is how carry Morphling builds anyway. And he's got the strength thing. And then your Lifestealer is just going carry, and then your Sniper is just carry, right? Even with like a farming item as well. So you're playing 4 carries and 1 support versus like an actual team comp where they have like they have 2 carries and then like a Spirit Breaker and 2 actual supports. So it's going to be really difficult, kind of no matter what you do. You're usually not going to be able to win these games anyway, unless like everyone plays perfectly. So if that makes sense, we'll get that out of the way.
It does.
All right, let's see if this works. Jump ahead real quick. So something I always ask myself right at the beginning of the lane is, well, first off, I try and compare the 2 team comps, right? So I'm looking for things like who has more team fight spells. By the way, you can see the screen just fine and everything, right? Like this is all good?
Yeah, it's
and
perfect.
My mic,
Thank you.
Mic sounds good?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, cool. Let me actually check something real quick. Just make sure the audio is not screwing up. Let me turn on the monitor. Test, 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 test. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Sometimes I get this weird feedback thing on my mic. Anyway, so what I would do at the beginning of every game is like try and examine the 2 team comps and look for things like who has more team fight spells, who has more stuns, maybe like what types of items are people going to buy. So like already just looking at it, you know, you guys have like Morphling stun and then you're like disruption, and that's it. That's all the control you have. So if you ever want to like gank someone, you got like sniper slow too. But like if you're going to try and gank this Weaver, it'd be really hard because you only have like 2 lockdown spells. Right? Versus the other team has like the Spirit Breaker with the stun, you've got the silence on Skywrath, you've got the root on Crystal Maiden, and you've got like plus like a bunch of slows. Slows are crowd control too, but they're not as good as stuns usually. I don't think anyway. Plus you've got like Crystal Maiden ult, right? So that's like a team fight spell. And you've got the global presence from Spirit Breaker. So automatically like heroes like Spirit Breaker, Nature's Prophet, Tinker, any global hero, Spectre, they're going to change the way you have to play the game. And at your level, like pretty low level, right? These heroes are just effectively broken because it requires that all 5 heroes on your team, or all 5 players, understand how to play against a global hero. And if they don't, like this hero is going to just go crazy killing everyone, right? The way you actually deal with these global heroes, by the way, is usually by grouping up and like paying attention to where they're moving and like rotating to counter or gank them and stuff like that. At your level, that's not going to happen. You're going to have like this, you know, sniper or whatever is not even going to look around, and then, you know, there won't be any response. So they just get to gank for free. So that's first thing to think about, like team comp. Second thing to think about, and I try and do this every game, is I try and think about like, what's my lane comp, right? That's going to be really hard to do at this level because you're going to have these weird ass team comps like this with a bunch of carries. But you know, like here I would be expecting, okay, it's either the Weaver or it's the Ursa, and then it's either going to be CM or Skywrath. I would be expecting it would be a Crystal Maiden Ursa lane. Because Skywrath scales a little bit better. He's usually a position 4. And then I'd be thinking it'd be like, I don't know, Weaver mid or something, which is not normal. But, you know, if you've got 2 carries, we're not expecting them to be in the same lane, right? So who's going to be like the more standard carry? That's the first thing I try and do. I try and think about what my lane matchup is. And then I try and think about like, okay, what items do I need for that lane? Because you want to not be buying the same items every single time. How
Yeah.
much do you think about your starting items?
Not at all really. I just follow the guide. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty low level like player. Like I
Okay.
don't really.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's usually where everyone starts out. They just kind of use guides. But what I'll tell you is that you actually have a lot of room to play with your items, depending on like what
Okay.
you're playing against, right? So, like against these two, the stick is definitely correct. They like to spam lots of
Right.
spells.
Right.
Um, against, let's see, Skywrath, for instance, I know Skywrath has like 0 armor. So I know my right clicks
Okay.
are going to be effective against him. So I have
Okay.
more of an incentive to buy stats and damage. So like
Okay.
Iron Branches, maybe a Fairy Fire, right?
Okay.
Um, depending on how important I think the pull camps are, that will dictate how many sentries I decide to bring to the lane. So
Okay.
I'm never buying 3. Usually, pretty much always, I'm starting with at least 1 sentry. So that's good that we
Right.
have that. And then if I feel like the pulls are really important, I'll start with 2.
Okay.
And then also just a thing that you should be doing kind of anyway, which no one in your game did at all. Okay, Morphling did it. Blood grenades. Blood grenades are super overpowered.
Okay.
So what I would do if you kind of don't know what else to do and you know you're going to be playing support, just start with like at least 1 set of tangos, a sentry, and a blood grenade, and then all the rest of your gold is kind of like whatever you feel is specifically good there. You know?
Okay.
Okay. So here, what I wanted to highlight is that you actually are still floating 150 gold. So that means you
Uh-huh.
could afford like another sentry and a blood grenade if you wanted. You could
Okay.
afford a salve. You could just afford more stats. You could buy extra magic or iron branches.
Okay.
And that's important. Really. Don't do like the Skywrath. You see this Skywrath build? What like do you see any issues with
Yeah.
this? What do you think's wrong with this?
He has not really like branches for stats or anything, and he's just going like mana regen.
Right. And the problem is that he's got so much mana regen that he actually can't use it in that amount of time. Because
Okay.
if you look at the clarity, right, each one
Yeah.
is 25 seconds. That means it takes him 75 seconds to get through all 3 of these clarities. And that's 75 seconds of he can't take any damage otherwise from heroes.
Right.
Otherwise, he loses the clarity, right? So this is
Yeah.
effectively 100 gold that's just wasted because he's not getting any value out of it, right?
Okay.
You know, 1 clarity is fine. Actually, I think they recently changed the price. They're 60 now. They used to be 50.
Okay.
So it's 120 gold, just not really doing anything.
All right.
The rest is fine. It's whatever. So, something you can do differently here. So if I watch it from your perspective, I want to kind of highlight, we'll just speed through it real quick.
Yeah.
I want to highlight sort of where you're positioning for the most of it. All right, so that word is good. So you're mainly staying on the left a little bit here,
Yeah.
and also a little bit behind your life stealer a lot of the time. Are
Yeah.
you noticing that as well? Let me
Yeah.
turn the volume down a bit. Okay. Oops. So just looking for the general pattern of like where you're living in the lane, right?
Yeah.
We'll kind of let this run until, we'll say like 7 minutes, right?
Okay.
To get a general trend. Because 7 minutes is roughly when the lane phase is kind of ending anyway.
Okay.
So, all right. So, yeah, would you agree with that? It's mostly kind of left side, sort of behind the
Yeah.
life stealer, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm. And the Skywrath is kind of bouncing around back and forth. He's going left and right.
Okay.
And then also, how about your camera movements? Because I had that on your player view pretty much this entire
It's
time.
really bad.
Right. So that's something else. And you don't have to worry about this right now, but that's something that, like, if you want to keep doing coaching sessions with me, like, we'll work on that in the future. Like,
Okay.
map awareness, looking around, right?
Yeah.
Because this is something when I was getting coached by BSJ, he pointed out to me, you know, he has no idea when he was watching my replay what was going on in the lanes. Like, you have no
Right.
idea, like, what's happening in
Yeah.
mid,
I
like,
don't.
what
Yeah.
level is Clinks, what's going on down bottom, are
Yeah.
they winning, right? And
Yeah.
that's we'll worry about that later, because that's by itself is a huge thing to start trying to do, like looking around the map constantly. But we also want to be thinking about even just where we are, like our camera positioning. So if you kind of see a little bit, we're on your player view right now. So I can tell you're using edge panning. You have to mouse to the edge of the screen to move the camera.
Yeah.
That's normal. A lot of people do it like that, but there's a better way to do it. And if you also notice, you're kind of keeping your hero in like the top third of your screen all the time. You see that?
Yeah.
So wherever you put your camera is going to give you the most information. If I was really worried about people being on the right, you know, or there was like I had a long range spell or something, I'd want to position my camera like this, right?
Okay.
If I was really worried about what these guys were doing, I might want it up like this. If I was actually worried about someone coming from behind, it might come down like this, right?
Okay.
So the one thing we don't want to do is kind of like keep it just centered on our hero like all the time.
Okay.
You know, we want it to be comfortable moving. And if you notice here, I'm also not using edge pan like this. I'm using middle mouse panning like this.
Okay.
So this is a huge thing you can start adding in. Let me see if I can find the control for this one. Where is it? I can find it. Camera grip. Okay. So this setting is like huge. This is such a big difference to like your ability to move around and look at things. So helpful. Basically all it is you just like, you hold the button down and then it'll keep the cursor on that point on the ground while you move around. So you're limited to your monitor width and how far you can go, but you don't have to move. Like if I want to look at, say, the ancients, right? I don't have to do this. I can just like pull and do this. See that?
Yeah.
How much faster that is, and how much more like fine control I get, because I can be microing my hero. Like, let me back up real quick. I'll show you like why this is kind of important. We have to go over like some of the fundamentals here.
Yeah, you're right.
Because this will help a lot. Unless you have something specific you want to like talk about, I'll just go through all this stuff.
No, everything is good, I think.
Okay. So let's say, I don't know, we're like chasing someone, right?
Right.
So if I'm chasing him and I want to be casting my spells, if I have to use edge pan to do it, then let's see. So then it would kind of look like this, right? I'd have to move like this,
right,
and then move over here. I have to actually like not do it. I have to be like very careful not to use the edge pan or the camera grip that I'm so used to. But I have to basically like where I'm aiming, I have to then move my mouse away from that to move the camera and then move it back. Versus, let me get this guy back. Where'd he go? There he is. Versus this, I can be targeting him and be moving the camera at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So I can do things like this, and I can move it over here, right? And I can actually still be doing stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's less work and it's more precise.
Yeah.
So, if you can start adding that in, that's going to help enormously. Once I learned how to do this, I stopped edge panning, and I played for like 7,000 hours just edge panning like this all the time. It's so bad. It's such a bad habit to have. The other thing is too, you can use the mini map, right? So you're aware of this. You click on the mini map and move the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you already know about that. That's good. So let's actually do something here. I want to invite you in here if I can.
Okay.
See if this works. Oh, this person. Here you go. See, they had just added this. Yeah, they just added this feature where you can invite people in to your demo mode. So we'll do this in a minute, but just hop into Dota. And I wanted to talk about like trading and like how to position a little bit better, like versus the Skywrath.
Okay.
Skywrath's pretty annoying to play against, to be honest. He's got super long range. He's a pain in the butt. And does a lot of damage, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So let's put a Skywrath in here. And what were we against as well? Ursa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn the creeps off and put them back again. Let's also reset everyone. There we go. By the way, this demo mode, if you haven't been using this is so helpful for things, right? So we'll do like a little example here of like kind of how things would be going, right? So normally the cores are going to be positioned kind of like this, right? And then you know about aggro, right? Like if I go up to click on this Ursa, like I start drawing the creep aggro to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're aware of that. So what that means is usually the supports kind of have to stay outside of the aggro range to harass effectively. They have to stay far enough away from the creeps, right? So that means normally supports are going to be on one side or the other of the waves. And then your job as the other support is to kind of figure out like, who do you want to be attacking, right? Do you want to be trying to hit the core more, or do you need to be trying to attack their support? And the quickest way to answer that question is like, who hits harder? So if this support harasses better, and like this guy is going to take more damage from that, like basically if he's going to do more damage to Lifestealer than you're going to do to the Ursa, you don't want to let him hit the Lifestealer, right?
Okay.
If you know that you trade better with the Skywrath 1v1, you want to look for that trade. So everybody's trying to like maximize their damage, but the supports are also trying to protect at the same time. It's not purely offensive, right? So we're just as concerned about Lifestealer's last hits as we are Ursa's last hits. And I would say it's a better philosophy to start from let my team get the farm instead of worrying about the enemy team getting the farm.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So start from the position of let's protect our team first and secure our own farm, and then we start looking to like, how do we shut them down? How do we get kills on them, right?
Okay.
So if from what you understand about the game right now, like how sustainable and how much defense do Ursa and Lifestealer have? How vulnerable to harassment are they?
Well, I feel like during the game I couldn't really do too much against Ursa. And for Lifestealer, I mean, he's definitely more vulnerable than Ursa is. At least that's my experience. I don't know how true it actually is.
Okay. All right. So I'd say it's when it comes to this matchup here, they have pretty similar stats. So the Ursa has 4 armor right here, and Lifestealer has 3. That's close enough to be like not a big deal, right? But Lifestealer also has his like lifesteal, right? So if he takes, I think it's his innate now. They've changed it. Yeah, it's on his innate. So he just has passive lifesteal, meaning like, you know, if Skywrath does 200 damage to Lifestealer and you do 200 damage to the Ursa, Lifestealer's going to get his health back eventually, just hitting creeps. So it matters less that Lifestealer actually gets harassed than it does the Ursa.
Okay.
Because any regen you need over here is going to need like, you're going to need to spend gold on it. Lifestealer doesn't have that much of a problem. Like he's one of the highest sustained heroes in the game, so long as he's allowed to like hit stuff, right? Now, if we compare the damage between Skywrath and Shadow Demon, like who does more damage with their spells, say like level 1, 2, 3?
Felt like Skywrath did.
Yeah. Skywrath has very high damage early on. Like 120 damage on a nuke is a lot, right?
Yeah.
Plus, with the cooldown on Arcane Bolt, he can spam this out a lot. Your spells are not as good for trading, except for Disruption. Disruption is actually very, very good for trading. So let me show you that real quick. Let's bring him over here. So first thing we want to look at is if the two heroes just click on each other a lot, like what happens? Like who wins if there's no spells involved at all? This is not realistic, right? But it gives you an idea of like how strong their right click damage is versus their attack speed versus their armor. You see that Shadow Demon like freaking destroys Skywrath if
Yeah.
spells aren't involved, right?
Yeah.
That's for two reasons. It's partly that Skywrath has 0 armor, so he takes
Yeah.
minus 1% physical damage. If you do 100 to him, he takes 99. That's
Yeah.
terrible, right? You want some armor.
Yeah.
You have 3 armor. It's a lot better. And also,
Yeah.
your innate on Shadow Demon puts a debuff on them that amps all the damage every time you hit them.
Wow.
So it's actually a little bit like Ursa's Fury Swipes. It's kind of
Yeah.
like that. Basically, like if you see here, you get this debuff, 5% more damage, 7%, 10% more damage. So
Yeah.
now already, like at this point, instead of hitting for 56, we're hitting for like 61 damage, right? Because of the extra
Wow.
10%. So the more Shadow Demon gets to hit someone, the more and more damage they start taking.
Yeah.
And that applies to everything. That's all damage, not just Shadow
Wow.
Demon's right clicks or just his spells. It's anything, any damage they take at all is amped.
Wow.
So this is important to remember, this menace innate, and just this no armor on the Skywrath.
Yeah.
So I want to show you this
even know that.
too. Which one, the armor or the spell?
Oh, both of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had no idea. I actually had no idea.
It's a big part of this hero. So Shadow
Yeah.
Demon's Q is like one of the best training spells in the game, level 1, versus ranged squishy guys. Okay.
Okay.
So if we just put this on him and don't do anything else and just make Skywrath hit himself with illusions, you'll see how much damage
Yeah.
he takes here. And this is with us not hitting him at all, right?
Yeah, you're right. With no menace on him either.
So that was what, 180 damage?
Yeah.
Just that?
Yeah.
And then if we combine it, so like we hit him a little bit, and then we do this, and then we try and hit him at the same time, it'll be like a lot stronger, right? And
Yeah.
you can almost just
Yeah, oh my goodness.
kill
Yeah.
someone with this. It's very, very strong.
Yeah.
Now, this is not perfectly realistic because it's like the Skywrath's not trying to survive at all. He's not using any regen. He's not throwing spells back at us. So
I was playing too scared. Like in the game, I didn't even know I could do that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah, absolutely right. So if we jump back over to the replay, like you could have been playing on the right side a lot more and like trying to fight the Skywrath, basically.
Yeah, you're right. I had no
And-
idea I could even do that. I was scared of like feeding and stuff because I'm not really like too confident. Like I don't really know what's going on, so like I don't want to feed.
Gotcha. I mean, that's fair. At a certain point, you kind of just got to test the limits and find out what happens, right? But
Yeah, you're right.
It's good to play on the safer side as opposed to like, not worrying and having no fear at all. Like it's good to have
Yeah.
that idea of like, oh, I don't want to feed. There's nothing wrong with that. But you just got to know, like, sometimes you're going to be wrong about it and you actually didn't need to be scared at all. And you could have just
Yeah, you're
owned this
right.
guy, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're completely right. I had no idea I could even do that.
Let's talk about his other spells real quick, just so you understand them, right? So we know Disruption makes illusions of whatever the thing is, and they get a little bit of bonus damage, and then they do 20% damage, right? So that's interesting.
Yeah.
They also last for 11 seconds. So whenever you're playing a hero, like, especially if it's a hero you're, like, how much Shadow Demon have you actually played so far?
Not really much, or it's been so long. Like really, I'm just starting to get back into Dota after a while.
Okay, that's fair. So what I would do then is, like, if this is a hero that you're really interested in learning, like, take the time and read every little bit of every one of their abilities. Like, make
My
sure you...
mistake.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's normal because this is such an overflow of information. Like, just reading this spell is already, like, kind of too much information to process in the context of everything else going on in the game. So just have an idea for, like, if, the spell is like high mana cost, high cooldown, how does it scale? So something like, your E, if you read your E, like, this one only scales with damage. The cooldown doesn't change, the mana cost doesn't change, the range doesn't change. But, this one, you're getting duration, damage, bonus damage, and the cooldown, right?
Right.
Versus, like, I'm actually looking at this. This one, damage goes up by 150 per level. We get 5 seconds of cooldown per level, and the mana cost goes up. Like, these are all important things to keep in mind, right?
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Or W, the cast range goes up. That's the green number there.
Yeah.
You know, so the spells all scale in different ways. Just have an idea of like basically what they do. So disseminate, do you know what this spell does? I actually just learned something about this recently. Do you have an idea of that?
Honestly, nah, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I actually don't. I completely forget like what it
Okay,
does.
for sure, for sure. So if we ignore the facet, basically what this spell does is you put like have you played against Spectre before?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know her dispersion spell?
No.
Okay, she has a spell that basically dissipates all the damage she takes to things nearby. That's what this spell
Okay.
does. You stick this
Oh,
on
okay.
someone, and then all the damage they take gets like shared with people nearby. So it's
Okay.
20% damage, right? So if we
Okay.
put like, we can actually just do this in the demo mode. I should have just stayed in demo mode. I'll show you how
All
this
right.
works real quick.
Okay.
The thing that I learned about this recently actually is that it amps the damage on the target that has it as well. I didn't know that. I thought it was just the sharing component. So let's
Okay.
do, like we'll add an extra dummy here.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah. And we'll add in, where's my Dagon? There it is. Okay. So by default, this is doing 300 damage per hit, right?
Right.
Oops. Did not do that right. If we put this on, and then we Dagon.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it took 20% of that and stuck it on each other dummy, took 20%, and this dummy took an extra 20%
Wow.
damage as well, right?
That's cool.
And you could put it on allies or enemies. So you could put it on yourself to make damage like you're taking spread to enemies. Like you won't hit your
Okay.
allies with the damage. Like,
Good.
you know, if you put it on, say, the Life Stealer and then Skywrath throws a spell at him, if the Ursa's next to the Life Stealer, like now Ursa's taking 20% of that spell that Skywrath cast, right? Because it's spreading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what the facet does, which is a little weird, and this is the generally the correct facet to be taking, it manipulates their max health for a minute. So it's a little bit like undying, sapping your strength.
Okay.
That's what it's doing. Like it's either buffing their health by a percentage or it's removing their health for a percentage just for 6 seconds. So it makes people
Okay.
harder or easier to kill. And
Okay.
then your shadow poison. Do you understand how this spell works?
I just probably not. I mean, I know you want more stacks on
Mm-hmm.
it. Like it does like more damage, but that's about it. Like I don't really know anything else.
Yeah, yeah. So each time you hit someone, it's going to do the hit damage. And then each stack on them, when you like detonate the poison, will do the stack damage. But
Right.
it won't, you can get past 5 stacks, but it won't actually start doing exponential more damage. It's like
Uh.
up to 5 stacks. That's where we've got
Okay.
it, right? So like
Okay.
if it was level 4 spell, like 5 stacks, that'd be an extra 300 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's a weird one. Like maybe double check on the wiki with that one because it's weird that you can stack above 5, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It only goes to 5 anyway.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. How about your ultimate? Do you understand how that works?
I mean, believe it or not, this is actually kind of funny
Mhm.
because one of the reasons why I started trying to play Shadow Demon is because I got really upset playing against Necrophos and his Ethereal, and I didn't really know what to build. So
Okay. Like
yeah, his ults like you cleanse like all the status effects on them or whatever, like the Ethereal, like you can get
yeah,
rid of that.
yeah. Right. It's exactly. You're basically just like a walking nullifier. So that's
Yeah, the
like
spell. Yeah.
that's like actually a really good matchup for Shadow Demon is into the Necro for that exact reason, right?
Yeah.
It's very strong. It is only a basic dispel, so it's not going to take off like all buffs, but it'll take
Yeah.
off like all like the like glimmer capes and ghost scepters and things like that.
Right.
It's also a mega slow, and it doesn't really explain it. It says slow starts at
Ah.
100% and decreases over time to 20%. So it's
Okay.
one of those weird scaling slows. But it is a very strong slow. It also goes through debuff immunity, so it goes through BKB, which is really strong, right? And it's a lot of damage
Right.
too. This is
Yeah.
honestly, this is one of the best ults in the game, I think.
Really?
It's very, very good. Yeah,
Cool.
it's amazing. It's because it's got the BKB piercing aspect of it,
Yeah.
as well as like, you know, cleansing all the buffs people want to put on them. Like
I love it.
basically what this spell means is like if you're gonna like go attack the enemy carry in a team fight and you stick this on them, for the most part, they can't really actually help the guy anymore because he's got no
Yeah.
move speed. They can't put any buffs on him, and then he's going to take a
Yeah.
bunch of damage, right?
Yeah. Right.
It won't do everything like, you know, Oracle ult. Like you can't just dispel that, but
Okay.
it'll do like solar crests and things like that.
Okay.
So there's that. And then how about his Ags and his Shard? Those are pretty simple. The Ag Scepter adds Break onto the ultimate and gives you 2 charges of it. You know,
Yeah.
you understand how Break works, right?
So break is where you just the person that you put break on can't use their passive anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And actually it'll tell you that if you mouse over an ability, so like for instance, like you know, you're innate, it says breakable, yes. Not all
Okay.
passives are breakable, but a lot of them are.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can kind of go to any hero and look at that. So like Lifestealer, for instance, we can add him in. We can see like what we've got. We've got dispellable, cannot be dispelled. Dispellable, yes. Dispellable and breakable on Ghoul Frenzy. This is breakable.
Wow.
This is not dispellable, right? So there's like, you know, they've done a good job like adding in all this information. This shit wasn't here before. You had to go look this
Yeah.
up. So it's really nice that they actually have it in the game now. And it's like
Yeah.
color coded and everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're ever in doubt, just mouse over it and read that,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
barring a bug, it should be accurate. So yeah, anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the Shard. So the Shard is like your ultimate, but you put it on allies and then it dispels them instead and gives a heal. So
Okay.
it's really nice. It's really nice. Also, it's worth noting that basically a lot of the things that Shadow Demon himself does can't be dispelled. So they can't dispel the ultimate. I don't know if they can dispel the cleanse. I don't think they can. Maybe they can.
Right.
I don't actually know. They can't dispel the shadow poison off of them. Obviously, you can't dispel disruption because you're inside a thing, right?
Yeah.
But they could. It doesn't say they can dispel disseminate, but I'm actually not sure. So that's something we can just test real quick.
Okay.
This is a basic dispel. So let's see. We need an enemy. Go. So if I put this on him and then he goes rage, yep, it got rid of it. So this
Wow.
this doesn't say it's dispellable, but it is with basic dispels, right?
All right.
Okay. Any questions about Shadow? We kind of just got a class in Shadow Demon. I don't know if that's helpful.
No, it definitely is helpful. I feel like I'm learning a lot. I didn't know that innate passives could be breakable. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like I was saying, it's not all of them. It's just it'll usually say outside of them
Okay.
not having all the information up there like they should, but you can kind of look up anything now. Usually the wiki's pretty good as well. I don't know if you ever go to the Dota 2 wiki.
Okay. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I think it's not updated as frequently as it used to be, but it'll give you all kinds of like interesting interactions. Like it'll tell you like how spells like interact with Fog of War and like the timing of things. Like, oh, first they'll get the slow and then they'll get the damage or whatever. Because sometimes that kind of stuff is relevant. Usually it's not. So over here. So things that I would do differently in this lane. First off, spend all the gold. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Second, when you go to block this camp right here,
Yeah.
if you have the chance, it is better to put your sentry. Let me put it like this. Why can't I see the radius? It's better to put your sentry on the far side of their camp.
Okay.
Because if
Okay.
you imagine that he goes to block your camp, he'll then catch your sentry as well, right? So if
Yeah,
you
wow.
know, like this one, he actually he barely got unlucky there. Look at that. Look how close that is. That actually
That's
might catch
crazy.
it anyway, right?
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
if your sentry was up here, then he
Yeah, you're
has
right.
to like go deliberately do that. So that's always
Wow.
something I'm thinking about when I'm blocking the camp is
Yeah.
how easy is it for them to get a double whammy and like block my camp and unblock theirs at the same
Yeah.
time? You want to try and make that difficult.
Okay.
It's usually like this is the type of thing I worry about, like if I have time to worry about it. So if I know that I'm here first, right, I'll put it up here. If it's like 2 seconds before the camp spawns, I won't worry about it, and I'll just drop the sentry in the camp right away, you know?
Right.
Because that's more important that it doesn't get doesn't spawn, if that's what we want.
Right.
So let's look at kind of positioning here.
Yeah, playing too scared because I could just go up on the Skywrath like you said. I'll try to remember that for next time.
It's hard though, because you have 500 attack range, and he has, if we look at the Skywrath, Skywrath has 625. So if you both just stand in the open, he's generally going to get to hit you, and it's going to be hard for you to hit him back, especially because he also has the move speed, 325 move speed, and you have 290. He's going to be able to like dance circles around you in the open.
Okay.
So what you want to do is kind of play kind of where you are now in these trees, right?
Okay.
So you want to sit here, and then if he comes over to you, you can close that range distance and use the trees as cover to like pop out and hit him.
Yeah, okay.
If he decides, okay, I'm not going to go over there where he gets to trade with me for free, I'm going to trade with the Lifestealer, then you get to hit the Ursa. And now you're both just hitting each other's carries, right?
Yeah.
Which, in your case, we know is good for you because you get to amp damage constantly. Right. And also, we know that Lifestealer has some sustain, so he's less vulnerable to getting harassed. Like, it's actually, I would say if Skywrath is hitting Lifestealer and you're hitting the Ursa, you're actually winning, I would say.
Okay.
Outside of somebody randomly dying. Like, if we just kept that going forever, it kind of favors you, actually.
Okay.
So if he's going to sit here, and this is also the advantage of these long-range heroes, right? Is he can actually sit in the wave and kind of hit anyway without screwing up the aggro. Whereas you can't do that on a short-range hero, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So it's not easy, but this is why we got to be playing the range thing, right? So like, for instance, here, you don't really have to leave this point right here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can stay level. You can actually stay over here. Because all you're worried about, if you're going to play in front of the Lifestealer, the primary concern would be that you get slowed by a Skywrath and then Ursa jumps on top of you and now you're 2v1, right? We want to avoid that. So as long as you're keeping your spacing from Ursa, which is basically like a mixture of his attack range, his move speed, and the range on Earthshock, like how far this will take him. If you're standing like over here, say, you should be safe, right? So you can stand up here and kind of like threaten to harass the Ursa, and then Skywrath has to like decide what he's going to do from there. Because if he comes up here to fight you, he's going to be fighting you in short range.
Yeah.
And then all you do is just disrupt him and smack him a lot, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And then another thing I want to add on, which is not super relevant this game, and it's not even relevant at the time we are right now, but whenever the creeps get back here to your tower, this is your chance to do something else. So if the Lifestealer isn't being pressured, this goes for any lane you're in ever. Doesn't matter if you're the off lane, the safe lane, whatever, right? Whenever the core is in this position and just farming, as long as you're confident, like he can last hit on his own, like he's not going to miss him, or they're not harassing him and they're not going to tower dive him. This is your chance as a support to go do something else, whatever that might be. Like either it could be walking over here and making stacks, it could be leaving to get a rune, it could be going up here to like block this pull or block this camp from spawning, whatever it is, right? This is where he's safe and he doesn't need you anymore.
All right, I have a question about this because I'm worried about losing XP through like the wave dying if I'm not there and I'm being behind in level. That's like what I was worried about. I did think about it though, but I was scared of that, so I didn't.
That's a very good question. You don't need to be scared of it. It is a game-to-game thing how important your XP is as a support. So we're doing this from the lens of I'm the support, right?
Yeah, right.
But we need to be thinking about it in terms of a lot of other things too. So for instance, if I personally, if I was playing this game and I was the Shadow Demon,
Yeah.
I would be very concerned about my own XP because it's like, well, I'm the only support in the game, right?
Okay. Right.
So everyone else picked a carry. They're probably
Yeah.
all noobs. I'm probably going to
Yeah.
utilize this XP better than they are simply looking at the draft,
Okay.
right? But if I was on the other side, say I was like this Crystal Maiden and this Spirit Breaker,
Right.
I know that like SB's experience is actually more valuable than mine because
Yeah.
he's going to be the primary initiator. If he gets to have a good game, he gets to kind of run over everything. So it's okay if I'm giving him solo XP, right?
You're
It's
right.
it's okay if you do it here too. It's just more of a selfish thing of like I would want more XP for myself because my team is full of carries. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of vindictive actually. But assuming this was like a normal offlaner, right? This was like a Timber
Yeah.
Saw or a Primal Beast or
Right.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This would be a great time to give him a solo XP. But then we'd have to think like, well, what else could we be doing with this time?
Right.
And really at 124, there's not much to do. The best
Okay.
you could do is try to contest this pull, but that's very
Right.
hard to do 1v2, right? If you do that, you
Right.
probably die.
Right.
Maybe if you knew Skywrath was trying to unblock his camp, like that'd be something you could go mess with or something. You could go out here and like try and snipe couriers, whatever, right?
Okay.
But you kind of need move speed for that. You need to be survivable.
Yeah.
So it's not like there actually is anything better to be doing right now, so don't worry about it.
Another question.
Yep.
Blood grenade usage.
Yep.
I suck using those. I don't really understand when to use them, or like you say that they're really essential early. I would like you to if you could explain that a little bit to me.
Okay, all right. So if we look at Blood Grenade, it is a net gain of 0 for the person casting it. So
Okay.
it gives you 50 health, right? And
Right.
then when you throw it, you lose the 50 health from owning it, and you
Yeah.
take 75 damage to
Right.
yourself. And then the target takes 50 times 5. Or no, I'm sorry, 15 times 5. Jesus. So 15
Yep.
times 5 is 75 damage. So it kind of
Yep.
actually it costs you more. It costs you more to throw it than it does to. I'm getting confused. Sorry. 50 on
That's
impact and then 15 times 5. So
Yep.
it's the same damage to you as to the target, except this is
Yeah.
AoE. So you could throw it
Yeah.
and hit 5 people with a blood grenade,
Oh,
which
wow.
is super valuable, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And it's a 15% slow for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's the slow that's the really valuable part of it.
Okay.
So basically what I would say is you should buy these out of stock until you're like running out of item slots, you know, maybe like the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes. Just
Yeah.
make sure you got a blood grenade on you all the time if you're going to be looking for
Okay.
kills. It's really important.
Okay.
And you basically just want to throw them when you think you could potentially kill someone.
Okay.
Don't use it for harass, right? Use it for
Okay.
like, I'm trying to kill this guy. Like I need the
Okay.
slow to kill him. And also be
Okay.
very careful about using it when you're low because you're instantly going to nuke yourself for 125 damage, right?
Yeah.
So ideally, a blood grenade is best used as an opener. Like we both start 100% health. I chuck a blood grenade at you. And now we're both going to take 125 damage, but you're slowed for 15 for
Would this be
15%.
good? Disrupting them, and then when they get out, blood grenading them,
Yeah.
so that their clones are hitting them.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be really good
Okay.
usage of it because then
Okay.
you're gonna get more right clicks out of your illusions because they're
Yeah.
slowed.
Okay.
But I would just be careful to do it in a place where you think you can kill him, right? So
Right. Not as harassed. Like you want to seal the deal and get them.
exactly. So if we back
Okay.
up the lane here, this would be a terrible place to do it, right?
Right. You're right. Yeah.
Because he's got the armor and the health regen from the tower, and you also can't
Yeah.
chase him without the tower hitting you. But
Yeah.
when he's down here, maybe this could be
Yeah.
a good place to do it, right?
Yeah. You're right.
So
Okay.
blood grenade is like your I'm trying to get a kill button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had no idea. I was really confused about that item. Like when would be a good time to use it or what.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It hasn't been in the game that long either. But they're super
Yeah.
valuable. Even just to hold on to them, even if you're not sure when you want to throw them, they're still 50 health. Like
True. Yeah.
that's still good. They're a nice little
Yeah.
tanky item actually. as
Okay.
long as you are, not going to throw them, so you have the health, right?
Right. I hear you.
Um, so what we'll do, let's see. So this is 26-second cooldown. So basically, if you want to look at it this way, are you a more mathy type of person in the way you think, or are you more about like feel?
Feel for sure.
Okay, all right. Because what I was going to say is, with a 26-second cooldown, that means you could cast this basically twice a minute. So if we're laning for 6 minutes, you could have casted this 12 times. If you want
Okay.
to think of it like that. If it's a feel thing, then it can be more like, I don't know. You could just kind of tell after you played a lot whether you're like casting something a lot or not enough, right?
Right.
That's something you have to sort out through experience, right?
Yeah. I was too passive this game. I could have been casting it more for sure.
Yeah. But this is just like one game we've watched, right? So it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. We're just kind of, I'm assuming that these are patterns, right? So like, does it
Yeah.
always
No,
look
you're
like
right.
this when you play
Yeah, you're
support?
right.
Okay.
No, it probably does. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'll just say I don't know. I actually don't know.
If you have another game, we can look at that too, and we can just see if there's
Okay.
any patterns there.
Okay.
But it won't let me look at your match history for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I don't know because I'm public. I have like a Dota buff and everything,
Yeah,
so I don't really know.
it could just be Dota messing up.
Yeah,
Who
but I just
knows?
didn't really know what to do when they were polling.
Hmm.
And Breaker was just coming up. Like I don't know like how are we supposed to get money? How can I
Right.
help my life stealer? Because I'm in like a call with him and like Sniper and we're all like new, we're all trying Dota out or whatever. So like we try to cooperate a little, but like we're all just noobs. Like we actually don't even really know what the heck to do. Like I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. And I remember that was your original question. So sorry it took me this long to get to
Oh
it.
no, you're
Yeah.
teaching me a lot. I really do appreciate it, man. Like
Okay.
thank you. You're,
Good.
you're
You're
awesome.
welcome. You're welcome. Um, so basically, that's that's kind of why I was harping on the positioning and the trading and the spell usage and all that
Okay.
stuff, because
Okay.
given how this lane went, you're actually not in a position to do anything about it once they start
Okay.
doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they're winning already, you mentioned, right? That's
Exactly,
why.
right.
So it was already out. Okay.
So imagine
Okay.
if instead we had been trading with the Skywrath constantly and running him out
Right.
of regen. And
Right.
then every time he goes to pull, you threaten a kill on him because you're still full health, you have your spells, right? Basically, what you would do is you control these camps through winning harass beforehand.
Okay.
There's other things you can do though. So for instance, you can sentry the hard camp too. That's it, like
Okay.
there's no reason you can't block both
True. Oh
camps,
my goodness. Why didn't
right?
I do that? You're so right. Yeah, actually. Wow.
But it's hard to know that you're supposed to block both camps because usually you don't want to do that. So
Okay.
that's an experience thing. Like it takes a lot of experience, especially with particular matchups, to know like, oh, I don't want either camp to spawn ever. I'm blocking both of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's hard to know because usually the hard camp being alive favors you as the
Okay.
offlane, right?
Okay.
Um, so that's another option. The other option is you can suicide to stop it from spawning. Like sometimes that's okay, right? So right now it's like
Okay.
53 seconds. For instance, instead of running back here, you could run to the right over here and linger here, right?
Okay.
And then if Skywrath wants to kick you out of the camp, because you can actually see that this is the spawn box, you can be
Yeah.
standing on the right over here in a safe spot to be blocking it.
Yeah.
So you could run over here and just stand in the camp to make sure it doesn't spawn.
Right.
And then if he goes to fight you, then you have to decide if it's worth you dying for the camp spawning.
Yeah. I have no idea.
That's an experience thing. That's even, I would say, like a player preference thing. Hold on, I need a
Okay.
drink real quick. My mouth's really dry.
Yeah, you're good.
Sometimes you'll do that. You'll be like, it is so important that this camp doesn't spawn. I'm going to literally die. I'm going to feed to make sure it doesn't spawn. And then your core will flame you. And you're just like, great, I can't
Yeah.
win, right? Either you're going to
Yeah.
complain because they pull or you're going to complain because I'm dead. Take your
Yeah.
pick, right?
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's worth it. One thing though, I will say with Shadow Demon in particular, you have the advantage of being able to create illusions whenever you want. So that means that you could just make illusions of yourself and run the illusions into the camp.
That's smart as hell. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah, this goes for any hero
Yeah.
that has a summon or makes illusions. You're
Yeah.
effectively now in multiple places at the same time. You can
True.
contest pulls, you can stop camps from
Oh wow.
spawning, you can
Yeah.
stack camps.
Scout out too.
Yeah,
You're
you can
right.
scout, you can do anything, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the ability to make multiple units is like frankly overpowered in a game like this, where everyone's just running
Okay.
around with a hero like Lifestealer. It's just like I click
Yeah.
creep, you know?
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
do things in multiple places at once is extremely powerful. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. Like you always have this as a backup, right?
Right.
Um, so what I
Would
would
it be troll? Sorry, go ahead.
no go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Would it be troll if I use my disruption to block the damage from Skyroth whenever he's like spamming those abilities?
I was thinking about that, and I think that to answer that question, you have to look at the cooldowns and the mana cost of
Okay.
both spells. And then you
Okay.
can just decide if it's worth it or not, right?
Okay.
So Skyrath's concussive shot costs 80, and it's on a
Mhm.
15-second cooldown. He has
Yeah.
375 mana. This guy has all of the mana regen, right?
True. Yeah.
You have very little mana regen. You have
Yeah.
slightly less max mana than him. Yours is a
Yeah.
26-second cooldown,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's 120 mana. So
Yeah.
it's more expensive for you to do that.
Yeah.
So in the long run, it's not efficient. In the short
Yeah.
term, that could make the difference, right?
Yeah. You're right.
Like if you're already low and that, you
Yeah.
see the concussive shot flying at you, you could totally
Yeah.
just disruption dodge it to not die for a second. Like that's super value.
Okay. Okay.
But you don't want to be doing that over the course of 8 minutes, right?
Right.
Because that's not going to favor you in the long run. But
Right.
if you do it in close range, the advantage of disruption is it also makes illusions, right? So
Yeah.
if you're up close with him and you like think the spell or you see the spells coming in, you could disrupt yourself, dodge
Yeah.
it, and then you've got illusions to now fight him with,
Yeah.
right? So it's not a pure loss, but I think in terms of like just the pure value of like he spends spell, I spend spell to not get hit by spell,
Yeah.
you lose in the long term doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Makes
answer
sense. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we would want to see is we'd actually kind of do this from back here, right? So at a high level, what eventually you'll be able to do is you'll be able to tell whether or not this lane is going to push into you, right?
Yeah.
Automatically. So
Right.
how would you figure that out just given this situation right here?
I would. Well, I think that the lane's going to be pushing into us just because we're under them right now.
Yeah, under the tower, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So the tower damage means, okay, we're going to push. They're going to end up with 4 creeps to our 1 creep. We're definitely pushing. So already right here, like this informs your next decision, right? So
Right.
blocking the camp's very good. This is a good time to do that. But you can actually start thinking as well, as soon as you see this pushing into you, do I want the hard camp to exist or not?
I have no idea.
Right?
Like at this stage in the game, when I'm in the game, I actually don't know when I was playing.
Right. But this is like the event. What I'm saying is eventually you will get to the level where you can start thinking about it in these terms,
Okay.
where you're looking at something happening and then you can start being like, okay, what's going to happen next? And what do I want that to look like? So they're pushing into
Okay.
us. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do I want them to have the camp open?
No.
Right? So no, because then they get to pull it. Okay, they're pushing into us. I'm going to stand here and body block it so that they can't pull.
True.
Right?
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Or, maybe you decide that the two of you are very strong and you're like, they're pushing into us, but that's okay because I know we're strong enough to actually come contest it if they do pull anyway. Right? So
Blood
we
grenade
want,
if I had it.
yeah, like blood grenade, or if
Yeah.
it's just like a stronger hero matchup, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if it's, I don't know, say you're like Razor or Viper versus this Ursa,
Okay.
you can bully the Ursa away, like then it's kind of like, okay, cool. Then we can actually just run up and fight them when they go to pull. So I don't care if it spawns because it doesn't hurt me. And then because we're stronger, I'll then be able to use the camp now that it has spawned. So these are
Okay.
all like the ways you can start thinking about it.
Okay.
What I would say for you is, or what I would have done here is probably not been able to do all this math in my head immediately, and basically it would have been a coin flip on whether or not I blocked this camp or not. Right?
Okay.
Probably would have blocked it though, but not every day of the week. You know, some days of the week I'm not on the ball and I'd miss it, but that's like where experience comes in. So ideally we would have blocked it though. So we would have run to the right and we'd be standing over here and we could just block it. And then if Skywrath comes up to fight us, we can just disrupt him and then fight him back. And then if Ursa comes over to fight us, then we just kite away.
Okay.
And as
So,
long
Mr.
as
Rip,
we
I have a
have them,
question.
well, I was just gonna say, as long as they're chasing you away
Yeah.
from the lane, you're winning. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
So you just want to block the hard camp if you feel that you're in like a losing
Yeah.
matchup
Yep.
sort of deal? Okay.
It's long story short, if they're stronger than you, they will control the camps. And that means they have the option of using it against you. Either to stack it and pull waves and deny waves, or to reset equilibrium to set up kills on you, or to just farm it. If they're stronger than you, they control the camp. And so that's where you want them to not have the camp as an option, right? If you're stronger, you don't care as much. So for instance, you know, like Axe is very, very good at clearing jungle camps, right?
Yeah.
You want to be really careful when you're playing against an Axe to not stack your own small camp, because it's highly likely that he runs over here and just kills your small camp because he's so much stronger than everyone, right?
True. Yeah.
So it just depends. Like in an Axe game, maybe as the Shadow Demon, like if this was an Axe instead of a Lifestealer, maybe I don't care that the small camp spawns. Like, yeah, it's fine. We can go kill it later. I don't care if it spawns, right? Or Primal Beast, anyone like that.
Okay.
It's a matchup thing. When in doubt, though, I think the way this has happened is pretty much the stock standard. This is what most people would tell you with no context. They'd say, block the small camp, make sure the big camp's open. Right.
Right, exactly.
And if you were the safe lane, it'd be the inverse. They'd be block the hard camp, make sure the small camp is open.
Right. Exactly.
But that's like base level. Like that's it's kind of not really enough information when you get to a higher level. But it's good. Like the fact that you blocked the camp already, that's good. Good enough. Right? I just would say this is why I always 100% of the time show up with a sentry in my inventory, because no matter what, I'm going to want to do something with it. Either I don't want the camp and I want to block it, or I do want the camp and I want to unblock. Right? So we're on the right track. I think if your next game, if you want to keep playing like Shadow Demon, just try to exploit this right click illusion trading thing a lot more. See how that feels, and then like you'll start looking at things differently, right?
Yeah, you're right.
That'll help a lot. And actually, I want to point this out too. The Spirit Breaker, when he actually comes to you, it's actually not for a while. 3 minutes. This is the weirdest gank in the world.
Yeah, but you can tell what MMR we are looking at that. What the heck's going on? Like...
It's goofy for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, charges back to his own lane. I kind of want to watch, because I think you only came to your lane twice, and that was part of your question, right?
Yeah.
How do we deal with the Spirit Breaker ganking us? Okay, and again at 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
And at this phase of the game, 7 minutes, okay, charges to mid. This is kind of when the lane phase ends anyway. At like when you get to like Immortal, the lane phase kind of ends around 5 minutes.
Wow.
Because that's where like it's nighttime. 6 minutes the power rune is spawning, 7 minutes the wisdom rune is spawning. So that's when the supports need to start moving around. So first thing you can do against the Spirit Breaker, keep track of his movements, right? So the way we would do that, we go to your fog vision, and we just want to look on the mini map, right? So anytime we
Yeah.
see brown on the mini map, we're safe.
Yeah.
Spirit Breaker's not
Yeah.
ganking us,
Yeah.
right? Whenever I don't see him, has it been a minute? How long has I not seen him? Okay, see him again. It's safe. You see what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, I do.
Tracking their movements, right? That's the
Yeah.
first thing. Part of tracking their movements is your wards. So this ward is super helpful because it's going to let you see Spirit Breaker charging across the map at you, right? So
Yeah.
for you can stick an observer ward out here somewhere to
Okay.
see movements. You could stick it maybe here, though this is a little risky. You can stick it here. That'd be
Okay.
fine. Even up here would be good. Because you can actually see right here. This is perfect. This ward just spotted the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, you're right.
If this ward wasn't here, it's pretty likely that you would not have seen him on the mini map at all.
Yeah.
And this is your first indication, right? So you'd be like, oh shit, like you see the brown
Yeah.
thing flying across the
Yeah.
map. We're getting
Yeah,
ganked,
yeah.
run, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So against Spirit Breaker in particular, observer wards and map awareness is how you deal with that. That's good. Against invis heroes, it gets harder. Obviously, you need to keep sentries on you.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it here, like let's pretend we didn't see him in mid. We have next to no time to react to this happening. Like boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need that early warning against Spirit Breaker because you could just disrupt the Spirit Breaker while he's charging.
All right.
You know, so you actually it's not easy, but you can do it.
Yeah, you're right.
You kind of can stop that dead in his tracks. So that's kind of just awareness.
Okay.
The other thing, so you're talking about like how do we make money? Well, okay, so
Yeah.
we can't stop them doing pulls. We can't stop this Spirit Breaker ganking
Yeah.
us, right?
Yeah.
Normally, this is not a problem for Shadow Demon because Shadow Demon is very good at taking and creating stacks in the jungle
Okay.
with Shadow Poison because it's such long range and low cooldown, right?
Okay.
So what we would do normally is basically every time we get the chance, we would run over to our triangle and we would stack both camps. So like
Did you
right
level
now,
up earlier?
yeah, usually I go like Q. So what I've been doing a lot is I go like Q, E, and then I get a point in W.
Oh, okay.
But I was watching that Dubu guide and he was saying like, oh, you go disseminate. You basically go like QQW and that's like his stock build. And the reason he does that is because it's the best for killing heroes.
Okay.
But the problem with that build is that you have like basically no ability to kill creeps whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's going to matter a lot more in your MMR, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to end up in situations like this where it's like, oh, we lost our lane and no one can make
Yeah.
space for us. What do we
Yeah.
do? How do I farm?
Yeah.
So this would be an instance where it's like, oh, I'd love to have Shadow Poison to like
Okay.
make stacks, to farm waves, to farm camps, and to get kills too. Like Shadow Poison does a lot of damage.
Okay.
You know, like disseminate amps damage, but Shadow Poison is damage itself. So it's just a more
Okay.
direct path to getting there anyway. Not saying the Dubu guide is wrong. I'm just saying like this is going to be more reliable and it's going to give you more different, more versatile.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have more things you can do with Shadow Poison, right?
Okay.
Stack, farm, harass, kill, scout even. You can scout things. You can stand here and throw Shadow Poison and see what the rune is.
Okay.
Because it gives you vision, right? There's a lot more
Yeah.
that you can do with this. With this one, it's a weird one. It's only good in like hero interactions.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. It's like I felt like I got choked out. And it's like, God damn, lost the land. Like, how do I help Lifestealer? Like, what do we even
Right.
do? How do we
But
make money?
that's why I was saying normally, because the problem is that Lifestealer can't farm stacks for shit.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So that's kind of not even a good option in this game. I mean, if you make stacks, you can farm them, Sniper
Yeah,
can farm
right.
them, and
Right. Clinks.
Clinks can farm them when he gets Strafe, right? Or is it? No, sorry.
Yeah.
When he gets his shard, he can farm them.
Okay.
He's not as good at farming him until he gets his shard. But it's kind of like you and Sniper are going to be the main ones farming them. Maybe Morphling with Waveform, but not really, right?
Right.
So the danger is that if you make a bunch of stacks and then nobody on your team can actually farm them, that the enemy team comes up and steals them eventually.
Right. Exactly.
But I wouldn't be worried about that for now. That's kind of
Yeah.
a let's just make the stacks and then see how often that actually happens,
Right.
right? But at a, regardless of any of that, like your hero farms them, so it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Um, and this is kind of the problem with like picking a life stealer off lane, right? Because it's kind of like
Yeah.
if he gets kicked out of lane, he doesn't really have many good options. He can't recover
Right.
anywhere. And a
Right.
lot of the offlane meta right now is these heroes that like they kind of don't care whether or not they win their lane because
Okay.
they're good at farming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. And I would kind of be approaching it from that angle, right? Like if
Right.
you have to play the off lane at some point,
Yeah.
think about like, well, what do I do if I lose my lane? Like, does my hero farm jungle at all?
Yeah.
If not, maybe not a very good reliable pick,
Okay.
Okay. All right, we've gone over a lot of stuff. It's been like I can keep talking, but it's been like an hour and 10 minutes, so I don't want to overload you.
Yeah. No. I mean, Mr. Rip, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Like,
Absolutely,
it's
dude.
completely up to you, really. I mean, it just really you can see on how I could be a little confused. We're all just jumping into Dota. We don't really know what the heck's going on, and it was just like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I had no idea we could win against Skywrath like that, or the Blood Grenades, or anything like that. And it's like, you know, dang, like kind of lost. Like
Yeah,
I should have
yeah.
stacked with poison. I was following the guide. Like it doesn't even tell me to level up poison until like much later, and by then
That's
it was like, oh
crazy.
my
No,
goodness.
dude. Did I take this level 2? Which maybe that's not correct, but I mean, like I said, I have like a 56% win rate on the hero. And usually I think I'm going like 102.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. Let's have a look at my recent games. So like this last one I played, what did I do here? I went QEWEERE. And then
Okay.
I maxed Disseminate.
Okay.
Let's look at the one before that, which I lost. What did I do? Same thing. Or no,
Right.
I went QWE and then maxed E. And then how about
Right.
this one? It's not always going to be the same. This one QEEW. So I was kind of just getting like the value point in Q, the value point in W, and then maxing the E, and then maxing W.
Okay.
That's what I was usually doing. I don't know. So let's do this real quick. Let's just take some notes. So what would you say, like, top 5 takeaways? Like, what did you... I'll send you these. I'll copy paste these to you as well.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Definitely don't sleep on Blood Grenade.
Yep.
Number 2 is try to play a little bit more aggressive in lane, but you want to pay attention to whoever does like the most damage, right? And then like hitting them, I
Yeah.
think. And oh, another one. You want to this is like situational for blocking both camps, but if you feel like you're losing, you can block both camps or try to anyway. You can do it with like illusions and stuff.
Yep.
I didn't even know about the innate passive with Shadow Demon. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I completely slept about that, and like, just disruption, like his I or whatever his W is called. I don't really remember, but I don't know what it does, or I have a better idea what it does now.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Learn
stacking
about...
camps with poison, level up early. I was just following the Torta guide because like I just know I'm a noob, so I'm just trying to follow the guide and like get into the game, you know.
Yeah. I think that guide is the problem with some of these guides is they're coming from an optimal perspective. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if
Yeah.
everybody knows how to play, this is the best way to play, but that's not relevant.
I do not.
Right? You
I
kind
do
of
not.
need to flip it a little bit and do what's going to enable you as well as your team, right?
Okay.
And that's actually really important. Like, I think for any like high MMR person who is playing in low MMR games, like they're
Yeah.
smurfing or whatever,
Yeah.
they are generally going to be not selfish per se, but they're going to be a lot less sacrificial, right? Because
Okay.
they're like, well, You know, I'm experienced in the game. I know how to like actually use
Right.
my golden experience, right?
Yeah.
Um, you know, we don't want you to develop a giant ego and think you're better than everyone else.
No.
But, you know, like at your MMR, like no one knows what's going on. So
Yeah.
it's kind of okay. It's okay to share a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, just like know that like at a if it was optimal, then yeah, you would do that build, but we're not worried about optimal. We're worried about just
Yeah.
like what's good, right? So we'll just say for
Yeah.
this one, um, okay to farm on support and do
Yeah.
a skill build that enables farming, right?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because that's what I was lost on. I mean, I don't know if it's been obvious or anything, but like I came from League and I'm trying to get into Dota instead.
Yeah,
Like I'm trying to get away from that game.
that's
So
good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, League is very much more cookie cutter, right? Everything is spelled out for
exactly.
you.
Yeah,
Right. That's
and
why we
not
love
farming
Dota though.
much. Yeah, exactly. And like I'm trying to get into it a little bit more. Oh, the camera grip as
Hmm.
well. I'm gonna try to rebind that instead of edge padding. I'm gonna do the middle mouse instead. I'm gonna try to do that.
Yep,
And
yep.
just another thing that I'm sort of curious about is you said like at like higher level games, lane phase ends usually around like 7 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's anywhere between like 5 to 7 minutes, yeah, usually. Usually it's before the power runes, kind of, but it depends.
Am I supposed to go over and like ward those like typically as like a support? Like how am I supposed to like what am I supposed to do usually for that? Like
It depends. It really depends. This is
okay,
all matchup stuff. What I would
okay,
say is if you are the position 4, right? So
yeah,
you're the off lane support. I would
yeah,
try to make it your goal to first, your goal is secure the offlaner, right? So make
yeah,
sure that he's getting farm and levels. Don't worry about
yeah,
killing the carry, the enemy carry. Just worry about like my offlaner is good. First, worry about
yeah.
that. Then worry about trying to kill people, right?
Okay,
And then once the offlaner is good, like let's say it's like a centaur and he's like level 5 and he's got like a
yeah,
couple bracers or something like that, right?
yeah,
Like okay, like
yeah.
he's having an okay game, like
Yeah.
I need to set it up to where I can leave him to go do things.
He
And
can farm
so
alone and he's like safe.
yeah, yeah, you want to basic like the lane phase is for everyone to get gold and XP, but from a support perspective, the goal of the lane phase is to make your cores independent. So that
Right.
now they're good and they're strong enough to go farm a lane by themselves or to go farm the jungle if they have to. Like they don't need me anymore. We want to get them to that point. Um, and the main reason is because like the more heroes we bring to an objective, the more likely we are to win that objective, right? So when the
Yeah.
6-minute double damage rune is spawning, if both supports on your team rotate for that rune and neither of the enemy supports rotate, now you've got 3 heroes versus 1 hero trying to fight for the rune.
Yeah.
So you're very likely to get that rune and kill anyone contesting, right?
Right.
So that's kind of or at the very
Okay.
least to just secure it. You know, maybe one support goes to
Yeah.
one rune and your mid goes to the other one. It's like virtually impossible for the enemy mid to get the rune at that point
You're right.
outside of spell
So,
usage.
so Mr.
So
Rip,
yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
God. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say like that's our goal. Our goal is that we're setting our core up to be independent, and then as soon as they're independent, we start trying to influence other lanes and start trying to fight for objectives, namely power runes and wisdom rune and making stacks and things like that and going for
Okay.
ganks. But we don't want to leave our core before he's ready. That's the mistake a lot of low level players will make. You
Yeah.
know, they'll be like that spirit breaker who was actually playing
Yeah.
off lane and they'll gank another lane at like 3 minutes. And
Yeah.
it's like, while he's doing that, it's not like the CM can sit there and lane by himself. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, did he need to do
Yeah.
it? Probably not, right? Like, that's not the
Yeah.
best example, but imagine the spirit breaker was a support doing that. Like,
Yeah.
if he's leaving the CM alone at 3 minutes in the game, like how likely is it that she's going to just get zoned out of the wave,
Yeah.
right? She's not strong enough to be on her own yet. So he's
Yeah.
kind of griefing by helping someone
Yeah.
else. But that's the thing. Oh, it's always your lane is your primary responsibility, and then we start thinking about other lanes and other
Okay.
heroes. That's
So
my philosophy. It's not always correct, but it's going to be correct most of the time.
hey, you're higher ranked than me. I'll take anything I can get. You
Yeah,
know.
right, for sure, for sure. What was your
Yeah,
other question going to
definitely.
be?
Oh yeah. So it was really. Would you say for like winning the lane, it was really just trying to go on Skywrath and like, because Lifestealer can't really farm camps or clear stacks. So like, how do I
Hmm.
help Lifestealer? Like, does it really just go on Skywrath? Is that the only thing that I could have done?
Yeah, well, so that's why it's kind of like your primary goal is we're thinking defensively first, right? So
Yeah.
let's boot this up again. So we're thinking first, we're thinking about defense. We're thinking about protecting the core and ourselves.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we're thinking about offense, right? So it's
Okay.
important that we're not dead before we do anything, right?
Yeah.
Um, so let me think. If I was playing this lane, I had a life stealer
Yeah.
off lane. First off, I'd be
Yeah.
like, well, shit. Okay,
Yeah.
now what do I do?
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but basically, that means because this guy is not a real offlaner, because he's actually a
Yeah.
carry, it
Yeah.
means I may not be able to leave him as early as I want to.
Yeah.
Right? I might have to give up
Right.
going for a rune or making stacks because I might have to babysit this guy a lot longer.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see here. What we're doing in order to get this going right away is we're trying to win the trade battle. So like let's say what happens if you just go and click on the Ursa right now?
The creeps are gonna get on me.
Yeah, you're going to draw aggro, and what else is going to happen if you just start clicking on the Ursa?
He's gonna try to hit me back along with everyone else too. Yeah.
Right. And the Skywrath is going to start hitting you, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to attack Ursa, you should think of it as I have to get attacked by Skywrath if I attack Ursa, right? Because he's
Yeah.
probably not going to let you do that for free.
Right.
If he lets you do that for free, then do it. But he probably won't let you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
okay, so if I want to hit Ursa, I gotta hit Skywrath first so that he doesn't want me to hit him anymore. And then I get to hit the Ursa, right? And also, if the Skywrath is afraid of me hitting him because I just hit him a lot,
Yeah.
then I can protect the Lifestealer from Skywrath hitting the Lifestealer.
True.
So it literally just all comes down to harassing and trading. If you start winning the trade, it allows you to start doing damage wherever you want. So at first you have to think defensively, like, okay, I need to not die while I'm harassing, so I need to position correctly, and I need to harass the guy that will harass me back. And then once you've won that, then you look to, now that this Skywrath's not a factor because he's like 10% HP stuck under his tower,
Yeah.
what do I want to do now? Do I want to dive the Skywrath under the tower?
Yeah.
Do I want to leave and go help another lane? Do I want to start hitting the Ursa? It's up to you at that point.
Okay.
Because while our primary goal should be, hey, we want Lifestealer to get farm, our secondary goal should be like, we don't want Ursa to get farm, right? And then part of this also is that we want to be securing our own game. So we want to somehow give Lifestealer farm, deny Ursa farm, and not fall behind in levels at the same time. We're trying to do all these things at the same time. It's not always easy. Sometimes you can't do all three at the same time. You have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I would say for you, because of where you are in MMR and the players that you're going to have, I would flip it slightly. I would prioritize yourself first. So like try to not do anything if it means you have to die to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Just opt away from those options. Other than that, you should follow that playbook of like defend core, defend myself, attack enemy core. Like they go in that order, that flow chart.
Yeah.
And this is the type of thing where like, you know, we got to look at it like all different lane matchups to decide like what the correct way to play it was. Because
Yep.
sometimes you can't trade with the enemy support. Sometimes he just beats
Right.
your ass. And you go, what do
Yeah.
I do? Right. And then if you
Yeah,
can't trade
exactly.
with them and then you can't harass the guy, like now you have no
Yeah.
options. So one of
Pull
the,
in.
yeah. One of the questions you were asking in the Reddit thread was like, how do we pull without using the hard camp? Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Yeah.
So you have another option to you, which is dragging waves. Okay.
Okay.
So if you know the timing of when the waves arrive here, you can go intercept them and you can aggro them. Okay.
Okay.
So you know your pull times, right? Like what time you would want to pull the small camp.
A little bit. Yeah, I mess it up sometimes, but
Okay.
yeah.
It's roughly around like 45, 47, 50, around that
15.
time, right?
Okay.
And 50, 15, yeah, on the other side of the clock.
Okay.
It's roughly around that time.
Okay.
Basically, if you just look at the creeps and you say, okay, they're getting near to the camp now I can pull them. Like you can
Yeah.
pull them anywhere from now to the creeps actually like passing you. You can actually pull them here, all the way out to like here. Sometimes you can get away with it. Depends on the camp.
Okay.
If it's a long range creep, you can get away with it. But you kind of have this window
Okay.
to pull in. So all that means, well, let me put another thing on here. You cannot aggro these creeps for the first few minutes. This is something I would have to check on the wiki, but you can't aggro them until they basically reach this point. So if you go over here and you start attacking the creeps, they will not follow you.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
This is till a certain time in the game, which I don't know off the top of my head. But basically, you need to enter this area and then attack the creeps.
Yeah.
And then they'll start following
Where
you.
would I pull it to?
Well, that's the next part of this. So you either want to pull them in front of the tower. So you want to pull them so they're basically in this position.
Okay.
Or if you want to be
wow.
super pro, you want to pull them behind your tower.
Okay.
So that's the other option. I am not expecting you to know how to do this. This is something like I've been learning for the past few years. I still get it wrong. I still mess it up. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to know when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try and find an example? I can show you someone doing it.
It's completely up to you.
Okay. Well, basically, what you do is you aggro the creeps, and then you pull them, and you run them around back here. And there's a couple things that go with that. Every time you pull them up the stairs, they need to have vision of you so that they actually follow you up the stairs. So you need to like throw an attack on them. If the enemy notices you're doing this, they can use your drag to pull. So like, let's say you go attack this guy and you bring him down here. Skywrath can attack the birds and pull them into the wave and effectively force you to do a pull.
Yeah.
So there's counterplay to it, right? So if I'm in a lane, like let's say it's like start of the game and I'm like, okay, there's no way I trade with the enemy support and there's no way we win if we static the lane. That's when I will buy 2 sentries, I will block both camps, and I will put a ward back here, and I will play to just do pulls.
Okay.
And I'm blocking my own camp so that they can't pull when I do the drag. And then the goal is that you get it back here and you start denying your own creeps with it and farming it.
Cool.
But at the very least, you can just drag them to this position so that now we're in at least a safer spot.
Right.
It takes practice. I would definitely try doing that in like a bot game or like a a random like a custom lobby first.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the other option. You didn't just have this as an option. You also could have technically done that.
Okay.
But yeah, just to illuminate what you were asking on
thank
Reddit,
you.
right?
That's
okay.
crazy.
Yeah, no, you have a lot of options. You can do all kinds of weird stuff with that, by the way. Like you can just run the creeps around for as long as you want to and create double or triple waves. You can do all kinds of crazy crap. You can technically make the creeps go into a different lane if you want. It's usually not a good idea, but you can do that. But I wouldn't recommend relying on this though, because most people don't know how to react to it. They don't know what to do. Like, all they see is that the creeps are not there, and they get confused, and then they run under the tower, and they're like, where are my creeps? Because they don't have a mini map, right? They have no map awareness. So it'll potentially do more harm than good. But it's fun, at least. You can always try that out. Okay, all right, well, let's wrap up. It's been like an hour and a half. So would you want to add anything on here? We got these things. We're gonna work on the camera grip.
That's mostly what I've taken away from it.
Okay. Cool. Do you want just the specific things to work on, or do you want to just go off this list to...
I would love specific things to work on. I know I definitely need improvement. I'm a MARP player. I'm a noob. I'm always looking to try to improve.
Sure. Okay, so the first one we'll keep it simple. So like you said, use camera grip.
Yeah.
Start just playing with that, you know?
Yeah.
I have mine on middle mouse.
Yeah.
But you can technically bind it to whatever you want. Use camera grip. Keep practicing Shadow Demon.
Yep.
Another important thing while you're learning the game, the more you spam a hero, the easier it's going to be to learn everything else at the same time.
Okay.
And you'll start learning about like Shadow Demon specific matchups, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. And then I would say start trying to just like you said, play more aggressive. Start trying to trade more. Start trying to like win. I would say start trying to win the trade battle with the enemy support.
Okay.
Just from there, we won't worry about what happens after you win the trade battle. Like, just try and win that battle first, you know?
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, it's just like I had no idea that I could win against Skyrath like that. I had no idea about my innate passive or anything like that. He just kept on spamming spells, and I was just thinking, shit, should I go like upgrade my wand first? Like, I don't actually really know what to do. He just keeps on spamming these spells against me and Lifestealer. Like, I actually don't know.
It's rough. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I don't, to be honest, I don't know if you do beat him long term. Right. I just know that like with his no armor, like if you can play the range game and you can get up close on him, those are your conditions for winning.
Right.
But there's counterplay to that. Technically, they could both buy clawing blades and cut down all the trees. And now you have no option of doing that, right? So if they do that, then yeah, I don't think there's anything you do to win the lane at that point.
Yeah.
It's always down to execution. Nothing ever goes exactly as it's written on paper, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. We got some notes here. We'll call it there. So I don't know. I haven't been working on videos a lot lately, but I'll try and edit this into something and I'll upload it. At the very least, I'll upload it and just put it on YouTube unlisted so you can go refer back to it.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Rip. Thanks for taking the time to, coach me and all that kind of stuff, and especially doing it for free. And you're just a genuinely nice guy. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. I enjoy teaching, and most of my YouTube content is coaching stuff. So I get a benefit out of it as well. I get to turn it into a video and all that stuff, but I enjoy doing it regardless. So if you want to do more of these in the future, just like get back to me. Like, if you find it's helpful, then like I'm actually open to just like doing these regularly, like a couple a month or once a week or whatever you want to do. But let's make sure this actually helps first.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll call it there. And what's your name, by the way? All I know is you is Ghostdog.
I prefer to just keep it like that for now.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You can just call me Rip or Mr. Rip then. That's cool too.
I appreciate that.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll call it there. Thanks again. Good luck in your practice. And I'll send these over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. All right. I'll check you later.
All right. Talk to you later. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cool. All right. That was fun. If you found that helpful, thank you for watching. There'll be a playlist at the end of the video. You can comment down below if you have any questions on it. I am really out of practice. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.